What's up guys, it's your boy 5, and I'm still alive. Welcome to 5 out of 5. And today I've got a couple of spicy reviews. First up is Dragon's Fury, published by Tengen and developed by Technosoft, who were infamous for the Thunder Force series of games, in 1992 for the Sega Genesis. Now, this game was originally released as Devil's Crush on the TurboGrafx-16 by Compile of Xanac and Musha fame, and then as Devil's Crash on the Japanese Mega Drive before eventually finding its way to North America. The major differences between the versions of the game center around the graphical themes. Whereas Devil's Crush centers around a demonic satanic theme, the Western release of Dragon's Fury focuses on dragons in more of a high fantasy setting. Or at least it pretends to. In reality, almost all the graphical assets and themes are held over from the Turbo release, including pentagrams, spooky boss battles, and a heavy metal soundtrack. Western gamers were just given the dragon name so as to pull the wool over our eyes. Now, in reality, it's actually a pinball game and not about dragons or Satan at all, and it will not in any way lead to an eternity of pain and suffering in the pits of hell. It's quite the opposite, in fact, as the game controls really well and it's actually very fun to play. The ball handles and moves as you would expect a real pinball to do the same. The ball feels as though it has a certain weight to it and is conducive to making impressive trick shots and maintaining control in order to rack up high scores. The graphics are really cool and stick to its demonic roots. The face in the middle of the board reacts and turns more demonic, or dragonic, as you hit certain parts of the stage. And impressively, there are count them, 6 bonus stages on top of the main playboard. These 6 bonus stages equate to what are essentially boss battles in pinball form, with bonus points and power-ups doled out as you defeat them. All the bosses look pretty impressive, and they're generally fun to go up against. My favorite would have to be the vases corrupted by the spirit of Count Chocula that shoots bats at you. Yeah, ha ha ha! Now, you can't talk about this game without mentioning the kick-ass speed metal chiptune soundtrack. The main board theme is long enough that it doesn't get repetitive, and the bonus stages have their own music as well, and most of it's quite good. Now, the game isn't perfect. Like most old pinball games, the ball physics can get out of sorts at times, and the ball will end up bouncing all over the place, but for the most part, it's pretty good. Also, the one bonus stage is a little bit tedious where you have to light up all the lights, but that's what differentiates great games from the 5 out of 5s. Overall, despite these faults, I do believe this is the best pinball game of the 16-bit era. The ball physics feel just right, and there's enough variety in the gameplay to keep it interesting. This is a great game to sit down and play for 20 minutes, and it's also fun to play multiplayer and compete for high scores, assuming you actually have any friends. Now, be sure to smash like if you enjoy this game, or pinball in general, or even just games in general. This is a great opportunity to show the world your enthusiasm for pinball. And stay tuned for the final scoreboard at the end of the video and find out how I rate this one. Now, moving on to our second game, we've got Dragon's Revenge, also on the Sega Genesis, from a year later in 1993. This game was also published by Tengen, but apparently they decided to cut out the old middleman and develop in-house themselves. I can only assume Dragon's Fury sold pretty well, because this game has all the makings of a cheap cash-in, all the way down to literally reusing assets from the cover art from the old game on the new release. I mean, just look at this. They reused the person on the front, they reused the dragon. Hell, even the pinball itself looks like it was cut, pasted, scaled, and reversed, and voila! New box art! If nothing else, inspires me to know that such a lackadaisical production effort can be packaged and sold at market. Maybe this show has a chance at success after all. The graphics and sound both take a step back. The intro cutscene is kinda cool, but everything else looks weird and cartoony, like it was drawn by a 4th grader with crippling arthritis. And the music sounds like some sort of terrible 60s disco porn. If nothing else, I suppose it fits with the theme. Controls are worse as well in my opinion, but with a little getting used to they can be mastered, and they're still a lot better than some old pinball games, but they're nothing compared to the near perfection that is Dragon's Fury. Now, let's circle back to the person on the cover for a second. Who is it, you ask? Well, according to the manual, that's Darzel, otherwise known as Large Face in the original game. And while she may look ambiguous and androgynous enough so as not to assume her gender one way or another, I'm fairly certain she is in fact a lady. How do I know? Well, just listen. Wow, yeah, Darzel here is a freak. She absolutely loves it when you hit just the right spots with your little pinballs. She will let you know how much she enjoys your attention over and over and over. Go up here, she moans. Hit all the spots she likes, and you'll even get the head to chase around after you. Oh baby, no, it's called shrinkage. I was in the pool. I was in the pool! Let's see what happens when we explore the backdoor regions of the play area. Oh, apparently that hole is off limits. That's alright, I'm gonna respect her boundaries and roll on with the review. Really, I don't know why they felt the need to put the moaning lady in this game, complete with a ton of digitized audio, but you know what, if nothing else, it gives the game a little bit of character, and this game really needs it. There are bonus stages to be found here as well, but they don't stack up either. On the whole, the game isn't great. The most memorable part is the digitized audio, particularly the old horn dog Darzel. And then you've got this guy.
Congratulations, extra ball.
What? I'm not saying anything. He seems nice. Now let's find out how these games rate in the final scoreboard.
It's the final
Scoreboard. Scoreboard.
Alright, so first up was Dragon's Fury. As I said, I think this is your top pick for a pinball game in the 16-bit era or earlier. Whether you prefer this one or the TurboGrafx version is really up to you, but you really can't go wrong here. This one gets the 5 out of 5, no hesitation from me.
perfect.
And now we come to Dragon's Revenge. You know, this game was really a step in the wrong direction in terms of graphics, sound, and gameplay, but it does get credit for a few things. First is Darzel stealing the show. Second, the fact that it somehow secured an MA13 rating in an age before the ESRB. Finally, you gotta give Tengen credit for seeing a little opportunity to put out a cheap product and earn a quick buck and following through with it. They didn't so much cut the corners as they just didn't bother to turn at all. I'm sure there's somebody out there listening who really likes this game too, but you know what? It's cool, man. End of the day, I'm not here to judge anybody, therefore I will award it the 5 out of 5.
Perfect.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like the video, hit the sub button with the bell on so you know when I upload next, and leave a comment down below telling me how unkempt this video was. Bye bye!